Sheriff Lewis is with us on set, along with Bucks County Sheriff Danny Ceisler, who, as you heard, said it is time to end ICE cooperation, or some of it. Gentlemen, welcome, both of you. Thank you. Let's see if we can start with agreement. Should sheriffs be able to decide on their own for their own counties whether or not they're going to cooperate with ICE?
I certainly think so, absolutely.
I would think so as well.
Okay, so is this an issue about whether the state is telling and setting the rules, or is this an issue about whether or not an individual sheriff's office should cooperate with ICE?
Well, in Maryland, it's clearly politics over public safety. We've had lawmakers in the state of Maryland, specifically Annapolis, our state capital, who have made it very clear they don't want ICE in our state at all. We have become a sanctuary state. We've had sanctuary cities for years in the state of Maryland. We are now a sanctuary state, and now the governor has embraced that by signing legislation. Just last Monday, when Senate Bill 245 was passed, the governor quickly signed it under emergency legislation, which made it effective immediately. And we had a number of sheriffs, approximately 9 in the state of Maryland,
right,
that were engaged in a 287G program, including Wicomico County.
That's ended?
It's ended,
okay,
immediately.
Ended. So you ended your 287G,
yes,
right? Okay, and the reasons were what?
It actually hurt public safety in Bucks County. So Bucks County, it's home to about 640,000 people, about 9% are immigrants. And we were hearing not only from immigrant community leaders, but from police chiefs, that when you mixed local law enforcement with immigration enforcement, that torched the relationship with immigrant communities who we needed to call 911 to report crime and to come into the courthouse and testify. So we were seeking to separate the lanes between local law enforcement and federal immigration enforcement.
So that sounds like something you would agree that a sheriff should be able to decide.
100%. And I certainly respect Sheriff Ceisler for having the ability and the foresight to know that it works well for him in his county.
Okay, so what is, you said the issue of sanctuary cities. You and I went a few rounds over whether Bucks County now was becoming a sanctuary county. Should local law enforcement be able to not honor an ICE detainer?
I would think you honor judicial warrants. So a judicial warrant, there has been a probable cause showing that has been signed by a judge. An ICE detainer has no kind of 14th Amendment protection. There's no other federal agency that uses detainers. That is an ICE-specific thing. And actually, if you look at one of the leading law enforcement agencies in the country, which is the International Association of Chiefs of Police, they wanted to get rid of ICE detainers entirely because of the 14th Amendment issues.
I certainly think we should have the ability to detain anyone that is wanted by federal agents in a county facility. So anyone brought into the Wicomico County Detention Center will be held on local charges. They'll be tried on those local charges, and once that case is adjudicated, they will serve their sentence. And once that sentence has been executed and they've ended that sentence, they should be released into the custody of federal agents.
But there's a middle ground here, right? There's people who you arrest who may have an ICE detainer who have not been convicted of a crime yet, right?
True.
And in Bucks County, if ICE says we'd like to keep them, you don't honor that.
No, if there's a judicial warrant, we honor it. So we have a correctional facility, and ICE can come into our correctional facility to detain somebody, but they require a judicial warrant to do so, just like any other agency.
This is where the rub is, right?
It is where the rub is. Absolutely. Here's a prime example. So last August, we had a 19-year-old girl in Prince George's County, Maryland, a girl by the name of Dakara Thompson. Dakara was a brand new high school graduate. She was brutally murdered in Prince George's County. Her body was dumped along U.S. Route 50. 9 days after it was dumped in August, in the hot summer month of August, her body was discovered. It was handled by the Maryland State Police Homicide Unit. They arrested an illegal immigrant, last name Hernandez Mendez, for her brutal murder. He had been arrested weeks earlier in Montgomery County, Maryland, on a DUI charge, and because they did not honor the 287G program in Montgomery County, he was released on a DUI charge, only to carry out a brutal murder and kill a 19-year-old.
And we've heard these stories all the time, so I guess I'll give you the last word, Sheriff. How do you balance the need for public safety in the immigrant communities that you talked about, and I think that's a very real one, with the fact that there have been so many cases where people who were here illegally, who could have been deported, had a detainer been honored, were not deported, and ended up committing horrific crimes.
So I want to be very clear. This isn't about public safety in the immigrant community. This is about public safety in the entire community. Somebody who commits a crime, just say they assault somebody who's in the country illegally on a Monday, they can assault an American citizen on a Wednesday. So we need that illegal immigrant to, or anybody with an immigration status, to feel comfortable calling 911. So that's the biggest issue, and that's the balance we need to strike. And the system we currently have in Bucks County enables violent criminals who ICE wants to come into our jail to detain. They are able to do so with a judicial warrant, just like any other agency.
All right, gentlemen, when we have an hour-long special, you guys are leading it, because this is one of the most interesting and informative conversations so far we've had on the immigration debate. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.